The Influencers, Part 1. The scene is familiar, since it transpired a few, but not many, hours in the past. Attempt to avert your attention from the distressed and disheveled young Egbert. You know where his story is headed from here. There are other stories to be told, other throwaway characters to breathe life into. For example, consider the foreground. There are some human kids hanging out here who have been rendered with more detail than the others. What must this mean for them? For us?
Nobody moves. The fire's been contained, nothing to worry about. But that doesn't mean you get to go back in yet. First, I need to talk to you, and you.
He points thrice, holding the attention of every student as he doles out the implicit accusations one at a time. 3 hearts drop into their respective guts. The hearts and guts in question belong to Silas P. Beauregard III, Avril Thorpe, and Immode Corita.
You 3 were there.
I don't recall.
Don't try and worm out of this, Miss Beauregard. I have years all over. You were there, and you saw everything happen, and you're going to fill me in on all the details. I have to calm down the news ships and Crocker Corps representatives first, so wait for me in my office. I'll be right there after I clean up this PR nightmare, and we can all work out the correct version of the story. Do I make myself clear?
He looks not at all bothered by the supposed PR nightmare as he smooths his hair back and continues to walk toward the camera crews. As Immode, Silas, and Avril make their slow way toward their punitive fate, politely avoiding eye contact with one another, they hear their principal address the rest of their cohort.
Everybody else, stay put until I say so.
The walk to the principal's office is short. Immode, hanging behind so they don't have to make small talk with the other two, sees something they weren't meant to see.
Okay, got him. Good call on going back. The coast was clear.
Immode can't hear the muffled response from whoever she's talking to back there, and they don't want to. They avert their gaze and rush to catch up with the others before Vrissy has a chance to notice them, pulse pounding. Immode hasn't even been officially introduced to Vrissy yet. They don't even know she's called Vrissy now, and locking eyes over the famous dead guy she's lugging around is probably not the most fortuitous way to start a friendship with your good friend's matesprit, no matter how much they've wanted to meet her. They didn't speak to her when they saw her in the chaos before, didn't speak up for her either. Or the other two Immode barely registered. And they had only just started heading over to the bleachers to talk to Harry Anderson about what they'd seen when the principal had stopped them. Shame is sticky in the back of their throat. They sit in uncomfortable silence for a bit until Avril jumps, strangling a yelp in the back of his throat.
What?
Oh, nothing. #apology.
You damn near dropped your phone. Didn't sound like nothing to me.
Well, you know the photo I took of the, #crime scene?
We all saw you take it. Yes.
Jane Crocker just #disliked it. So now it's getting... Holy shit, my #follower count. I thought it was a pretty good pic, but I didn't expect this good of a response. #top 10, #photographers to watch out for, #follow for follow.
100%.
What's your problem?
As I live and breathe, how do you even slap sarcasm onto a spoken emoji?
Years of strict vocal training. I just pray your rise is worth it is all.
Fuck yeah, it'll be worth it. Weren't you listening? I might even get sponsorship offers after this. Not to mention photo commission work, and with the news of their way, #free exposure.
Yeah, what are you even prattling on about? Will it be worth it? Worth what? All I'm seeing's a win-win-win. Golden Boy Thorpe here rustles up a few thousand new followers, and Tavros Crocker's social standing is down in the shitter as far as Ma's concerned. I'll never have to pretend to talk to him and another gala just to appease her again. Bless his heart.
You're just gonna throw him under the bus like that?
Come on. He's Crocker's kid. It's not like he can go to jail. Hashtag untouchable.
He'll get that slap on the wrist he deserves, and that'll be enough to get him off my ma's list of eligible boys. Besides, don't you theater types love a stage? You'll get some TV time too, don't you worry your pretty little head. So, like I said, win, win, win. No disrespect to the deceased, of course. May he rest in the dark bosom of the mirthful messiahs. Only looking on the bright side of things, you know. Anyways, why do you care? He doesn't even go here.
Okay, well, what about the other two?
They definitely don't go here.
Silas internally curses her tongue for speaking disrespectfully of the Messiah she's supposed to care about. She'd try to dig herself out of it, but she's not sure it's enough. She'll have to double down to make up for it.
I've a mind to think you don't want justice.
I'm not trying to have anything to do with clown justice. I didn't take the fucking picture. I don't even know why I'm here. So why don't you get off my ass about it?
Hey now, we're not here to get in trouble, remember? No need to toss credit around like it's blame. And I didn't mean it like that. Nobody's saying they're glad Gamzee's dead. Hashtag no heresy, here I see.
The three of them stare each other down. Already, Immode has said more than they should have, and Avril's just given them the out. If they take it, the other two can act like they weren't blaspheming either. It's a dance they're familiar with. No human kingdom kid in their right mind admits to stuff like this to people they aren't close to. And a couple randos you got tossed into the principal's office with are definitely not on that tier. And yet, Vrissy's face, determinedly smeared with purple blood, sweat, and eyeliner, flashes in Immode's brain.
Maybe I am. Saying that.
They jump in unison when the door opens. They hadn't had time to compare notes, to make a plan about what to tell him they saw, and Avril feels the trajectory of their collective fates lock course toward the truth. That should be reassuring, but the bright expanse of opportunity in front of him has a creeping shadow of doubt. His phone vibrates a frenetic staccato of notifications as he shoves it in his pocket. Then the principal steps into the light. He doesn't become rendered with as much detail as the kids. He can't. But realization creeps up Avril's spine all the same, hair swept back instead of forward. A distinct lack of authoritarian sweater vest.
Wait, you're sure not hashtag admin?
Oh shit. Yeah, that's the computers teacher?
We've got a computers class?
You know, hashtag biohacking, hashtag AI, hashtag ancient Earth tech, hashtag stuff like that.
Oh, ancient tech. Like still using hashtags, mayhap.
Ancient archival systems are cool as shit. Hashtag jealous.
I mean, you don't really even use them consistently the same way. If you're going for an authentic old world text-based art, at least learn your history first.
As much as I'd love to give an impromptu lecture on the intersection of community and technology as it relates to the linguistic progression of tagging things in the pre-cataclysmic era, and how that is reflected in our current society as enforced by a dictator god who revels in retro-artist pastiche in such a way that creates both an atmosphere of timelessness and a discordant undercurrent of anachronism, I did only buy us about 10 minutes. Wouldn't you rather know why I'm here? I'll make it quick. When the principal gets back in here, he is going to ask you to align your accounts of what happened with what would be most beneficial for the press and therefore the Batterwitch to hear about his governmentally funded Palace of Learning. And he is going to stand behind you on camera and make sure all three of you sound like perfect representatives of such an institution. I have another proposal. Instead of becoming pawns in a media circus that cares not a single fucking whit about you except for what it can crush out of you for engagement and ad revenue, you could help undo the thing you have done. You could do something to help your three comrades out of the situation you have helped put them in, either as original poster or by bystander asked to testify. You could be the key element in helping them escape the brutal fate the Batterwitch is undoubtedly setting for them.
But Tavros...
Look where you are. Look who you are. I am speaking about the trolls, and you know this. Those three have more going on than you realize. They've taken down the clown. What you do right now, if you save them instead of condemning them, could influence the outcome of this war. They could live. Rebellion could win.
Silas feels a rush of vertigo. This guy just said all this treasonical shit like it was nothing. Like it was something anyone could say. Like it was something she could do. She fiddles with the metal ring around the face of her wristwatch.
Why do you need us to do this stuff anyway? You clearly have hashtag connections. Why can't you do it yourself instead of getting us to do it? Hashtag man with a plan, hashtag child soldiers.
I appreciate your faith in my abilities, and you're not wrong about me asking you to insert yourselves into danger. If I could fix everything myself, I would have already done so. But look at me, I'm far too liminal. Nothing but a shadow figure in a side story. There are layers upon layers of influence here, kids. It's not just you.
Like the butterfly effect?
Well, sure, but also like if every time you thought you had calculated the force of the butterfly's wings against the cosmic winds of chance, you zoomed out and there was another smaller butterfly also flapping its wings.
So what I'm hearing is we're nothing but tiny insignificant bugs in somebody else's story.
You're still flapping, aren't you?
Poetical. You sure you're not the English teacher?
I'm a well-rounded rebellion plant. The point is, the three of you already made your mark on the big story once. If you're happy with that, sit back and revel in your likes. Go beyond TV. Really slurp down that sweet engagement nectar while the buzz lasts. But if that's not where you want to leave things, let me know.
Immode got a taste for honesty before the teacher came in, and they feel it. Avril and Silas want this too, even if they're afraid to say so. They have not felt completely certain about many things in their life. The list, though short, is an important one, and the bright, unimpeachable knowledge that they must act is burning itself onto it.
We're doing this, assholes.
Hold on. Can't a person make up their own mind here? Hashtag gimme, hashtag a, hashtag minute.
Sure, make up your own mind to stay. If you want to be a snitch.
I'm not a fucking hashtag snitch.
Honey, I fear that particular train has left the station.
I wasn't trying to...
Screw it. Too bad. It's too late to choose that now. Everything sucks in this stupid bomb, and now we have the chance to stop it? I'm doing this shit, and you're not changing my mind.
Oh, they're about to fly off the handle now. Can't understand a lick of this horse shit.
Ugh, fine. These are people's lives. They need us. That's it.
I don't know. I don't have a hankering to get arrested myself, either.
Don't screw up then.
My phone won't stop goddamn vibrating. I can't hashtag think, hashtag straight.
Not to add to the cinematic pressure, but I know I'm not the only one hearing footsteps right now. He's going to open the door in about 20 seconds. You could be here, ready to go make sure the public remembers it was the three of you who brought these hardened criminals to justice. Or you can have just jumped out the window to find them and change their outcome, leaving me to make your excuses. So, what's it gonna be?